This is Rolling with Tay podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tay, and my guest today is Kris J. He's an artist, an athlete, and a cannabis advocate who
Mm.
brings all those worlds together for his cardio high. Um, I came across his music not too long ago on Instagram, and I instantly became a fan. I hit Kris up and told him I was going to support him because the music and his message is just so dope. Like it's been on repeat since I found it. And then I started listening to your other stuff and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this guy is dope." So, um I just said thank you, but I want to say thank you again
Most
for
definitely.
being a guest on my podcast.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Um so beyond those titles, artist, athlete, and cannabis advocate, how would you describe yourself?
Young, ambitious, God fearing. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, a full fledged go getter. I'm part of the no handout gang. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, 10 toes down, man. That's how I would explain myself. You know.
Nice, nice. Are you originally from LA?
No, so I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been in LA. I've been on the West Coast for about 7 years. I really do love the West Coast. Got mad love for the West Coast for sure. But man, I'm a down South Georgia boy, man. So, Georgia kid making it on the West Side, man. So
Oh, that's
yeah.
what's up. I was like, because your accent is a little bit southern, but I was like, well, maybe that's that Cali accent. I don't know. So I was it just
Nah, man. I'm just on the West Coast, man. You know what I'm saying. I'm the Southern guy in the group for sure. Yeah.
all right. So all right. So I don't know how I came across your music. I think it was on someone's post,
That's
someone's
dope.
story.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, he's talking about running. Yeah, that's what it was. Someone's posted and it was talking about running. I was like, all right, let me figure out who this guy is because I don't hear too many people rapping about running.
Yeah. Sure.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Nori is getting into it now. Like he has a run club and he actually made a song about his club, the Run Champs.
Sure.
But before then, I didn't really hear anybody talk about running.
Yeah, man, and no disrespect to like Nori and a lot of, what I'm saying, a lot of artists who have already made names for themselves entering into the run community, but I'm very true to this. Like I'm very true to this, and it's something that, it's very authentic to me. But I mean, like I know, running is the people's sport and I welcome everybody, I don't at first I was like, man, everybody's kind of jumping on the trend of like, running or whatnot. And I mean, this is coming from somebody who's, I've track and field my whole life. I mean, since a kid, and so running has been a part of my life for a long time, and it's not something that I just picked up. Um, Long distance is something that the last few years that I picked up. I mean, I originally come from the sprint background of sprint side of the sport. But I mean, I picked up the long run, maybe like 2019, 2020. And it's just been with me ever since. But just speaking on Nori and what those guys are doing, I've definitely been seeing it. Run champs. Shout out to them, man. I mean, hey man, I would love to tap in with you, man. Like, so kudos to them, man, for sure.
Yeah. So when I heard your music, and I was just like, he's really talking about, okay, running. Okay. So
Yeah.
then I found your, is it an EP?
Yeah, sure. You can call it that. Was it Cardio Hot Chris? The last
Yes.
one that just dropped? Yeah, we just dropped Cardio Hot Chris. Yep.
So I found Cardio High Chris, and I was like, oh no, he's really talking about running. It's just not
Yeah.
one song.
Yeah. No, no, no. Yeah.
Then I went back and like listened to a few other songs. I was like, oh no, he's real. Like this is what he does. And
Yeah.
I came to that conclusion after I like listened to Cardio High Chris, then just other songs, and I was like, oh no, wow, okay, this is not just a one off.
No. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
then that's when I was like, listen, I love what you're doing because I had never seen it done.
Yeah.
If anything, people are talking about. playing basketball or
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
but
Nobody's representing for the run community like I'm representing for the run community. It's something that's really close to my heart for real. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to be able to like, use two things that I really do like love to do, and inspire other people. Um, I ran my first marathon, well, my second marathon, I ran for TMC. So I ran for Nipsey Hussle's foundation. And it was a really, really great experience for me because I mean, me being a super influenced by Nip and everything that the marathon clothing does, like I'm like, it was just like one of those things. I felt like it was divine. It was I was meant to, be in the city, raise money for the foundation for youth to be able to have a space that they can create in, and especially we raise money for that same parking lot that unfortunately Nip lost his life in. And so they're rebuilding that parking lot, for the Nipsey Hussle Foundation. And it was something that for me it was beyond the run. And so I got a chance to like get a closer look at what the marathon clothing, Black Sam, and a lot of those guys over there, like they're what they're really doing. I mean, and it goes way past music. It goes way past Marathon Burger. These guys are really authentic, and it just moves me in a way that with Nip having the marathon and, people identifying that to him, I just felt like I could speak about the run. I understand the marathon from a different perspective than what Nip was speaking about it as. And, not only am I able to like let you know, like, yeah, mile 19 is crazy. Like it gets crazy at mile. I can tell you that for sure from experience, but also like, even for people who don't run, I mean, my music is life music. I've learned so much since I transitioned over to the other side of the sport, just in running long runs and a lot of people that I've met. So a lot of that music I'm literally making like after Saturday long runs. Like a lot of the music is named like, oh, 16 miles to Santa Monica because we really ran 16 miles to Santa Monica. So I'm able to, share my experiences through the music. I just figured for me, I don't really care to be famous. I'd rather be impactful, and build a core audience of people who like really really love my music. And I know that in order for me to do that, I have to stay authentic to what I do. In a world of everybody making music, I just want to be able to like you kind of hit it on the head. He's like, oh no, he really does make music about running. That's just my thing. Whether I win or lose on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I'm sticking to my script. Like this is who I am. You know what I mean? So I think that the people who jam with me and who the music is for, like we'll find each other eventually. You know what I mean?
yeah. It,
Yeah.
it's great music. And speaking of that, I, when you run,
Hmm.
are you doing it like are you all right coming up with raps, rhymes, or is it just like you're zoning out, you're just clearing your head? It's a little bit of both.
Honestly, like on runs, like, and I've been very thankful to, be in LA and be a part of the LA running community. I met a lot of great people running with, KR's Koreatown Run Club, whether it's Sunday Run Day with Dom and, just a lot of really great people that a lot of times on the run, like, I mean, it just really just depends. I mean, if we're in a, it depends on the day. I mean, Monday night blocks is really chill. We're running it, downtown LA through the city. I don't need no music. Like I got enough vibes and homies around me that like, we having conversation and man, like you may be going through something and we just gelling out like, hey, today was a Monday. Like, ooh, and I may be inspired by that, and I'm gonna give you something from that, or there are other days where, let's just say we're in a training block and, it is a 18-mile, 20-mile run. Those runs do, get very spiritual, to be honest with you. Like when you do lock in for a real training block and it becomes way more than the physical part of it, and I've just found myself being able to, I like to call it like active meditation. Where man, we might not, it might be six, seven of us, and nobody's speaking at all. Like you just hear just feet, right? You just hear feet. You know what I mean? And I mean, even from those runs, I'm able to, to find inspiration, to create the music that I'm creating. And I just think that, since I've started doing that, because I hadn't always created music from that space, but it's become a space that for me, I feel like I'm able to make my best music. I'm able to, give a very clear message in the music. You know what I mean? And it's just something that I really love to do. And I just think that that's what I'm put here for. I'm put here to use, my gifts and my talents to inspire somebody else to take it higher than me. So like I said, I mean, it depends. You know what I mean? Like some days I might blast my music in my head while I'm running. Some days I'm just trying to see if it moves me like I wanted to move you. You know what I mean? But yeah, it depends. But I never go into a run purposely trying to make music from it. Like as much as they're tied together, they're also separate.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think that the music is a result of the run, if that
Mm,
makes any sense.
yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense. Uh, I'm I'm not a runner.
yeah.
I say that reluctantly because I do a lot of events that involve running. For
Okay,
some reason,
okay. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
duathlons, 5Ks. It seems like I'm running a lot more. And when I stumbled upon cardio Kris,
yeah,
I just was like, this is pushing me through. I'm listening. I've never done anything past 10. I've
yeah,
never done anything past 8. And I'm just
yeah,
am you're motivating me like, all right, Tasia, he's talking about 18 miles. I'm
yeah,
talking
man. Yeah, man.
about, and I'm just like, oh man, this is really dope and inspiring. I'm more of a cyclist,
Yeah.
so I still get that cardio
Oh
high,
yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
know.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
I get that because that for me is like running for you. Like, all right, let's,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
whether I'm with a bunch of cyclists or by myself,
Yeah.
it's that cardio high. I,
Mm-hmm. You know
that,
the feeling. It's the feeling. You know what I mean? It's the feeling for sure. Um, and I want everybody to be able to experience a cardio high at least, a few times in their life, it's just very uplifted, it's very, it's very clear, feeling, you know what I mean? And that's also a part of, like, I think that one of the things that brings me back to the run, it's just the clearness of my thought process, after I finish, you know, even something small as like a 4 mile or 5 mile run, it doesn't necessarily, we don't have to take it off the deep end every time. You know what I mean? But um, yeah, it's something that I think that a lot of people should experience. And, just speaking of cardio high, um, obviously like, oh, I mean, I partake, I smoke a lot of weed, and it's kind of funny because like when I started like actually like running with like different groups and communities and stuff like that, I kind of felt like an outcast. I still do some days. Like some days I feel like an outcast, because I know for sure like, oh, I just put the weed out and we about to go do 20 miles. I just put it out. You know what I'm saying? But it's not an abusive use of the plant. That's not what I'm trying to promote, I mean, a lot of times, yeah, I do smoke before my runs, but I mean, they just make them more enjoyable for me, you
okay.
know? A lot of times I smoke after the run just for recovery, you know what I mean? And you know I do what works for me, and I never push the plan on anybody. But I've met some pretty cool people inside of the run community, and especially inside of just athletics in general. I had a opportunity where Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson,
Yeah.
it was like, I want to say, their first season of All the Smoke, and I took a shot in the dark, and I had made these hoodies, and it said, "This is my smoking hoodie." And I was like, man, all the smoke. I was like, Matt Barnes, he might rock with me. And so I shot him a tweet, boom, like, yo, let me send a pack. And he actually hit back and he was like, "What's up?" Like, blah 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 blah. And I was like, "All right, cool." So I ended up like connecting with Matt Barnes, and I was able to link with him, and cool as shit. Like, smoke a couple doobies with him, and chop it with him. I mean, he's a really cool guy. He's a really real dude. Um, After like actually sitting down with him and having those conversations, like it just put it into a different perspective that a lot of times weed has been frowned upon in athletics, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. I mean, obviously nobody's professional going out, going to play a professional basketball game or whatever it is, stoned. Like, of course not. Like, way too much money on the line, right? For you not to be performing how you need to perform. But I mean, as far as them being able to, like use those after like professional sports, I mean, your body's banged up. I mean, you might just want to just be able to just, just separate yourself. Like, let me just get a second. You know what I mean? And I think that I'm really glad that cannabis is being uplifted in the athletic space for sure, because I do think that there's more pros than cons when it comes to cannabis and talking about the uses of the plant for sure. So I definitely keep the weed on me. I mean, I mean, every marathon I've run, I mean, literally the weed has traveled 26.2 miles with me on purpose, just so when I get across the finish line,
Okay.
just so they can see. And I mean, some call it braggadocious. I just call it proof of life.
Mhm.
Where it's like, yeah, I just did that. Now I'm about to spark this up. Yep. Like we belong, in the same space as well too. Like the weed did not stop anything, because that's what they like to try to say is that the cannabis, oh, you're lazy or whatever it may, the stigmas may be. But I don't think that. I think that I'm with each marathon, half marathon race I run, I'm breaking the stigmas. Like I want to be a part of that. You know what I mean? So cardio high, man.
I'm not getting that cardio high. I'm getting the other one, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
do know people who do that.
Sure.
And that was one of my questions. Like, I was gonna ask you, if do you smoke before? Do you smoke during? Oh, and then afterwards. I can definitely see afterwards.
Afterwards, for sure. Usually, if I'm gonna smoke before a run, it's gonna be a long run. So usually Saturday mornings, that's when we're usually doing long runs. And like I said, I just do it, take a little anxiety off. It kind of just helps me settle in. Like I said, it makes for a better run. To be honest, you gotta, if you're out there and you're listening, and if you haven't tried it, you should try it at least one time. That's all I'm saying. That's it, man. So it's the safest thing you could do. Think about it. Like you're on foot. You're just running. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Make sure you drink your water, hydrate, all that good stuff. But I mean, yeah, I think that is pretty cool, man. Yeah.
Definitely, if you can handle it. I have a story. I'm not gonna go into it. Took an edible, took two edibles. I got two cardio high. I got two. I'm done. That was it. That was it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Nah, for sure, man. The edibles hit a lot different. Me
Yeah,
personally, I do prefer flower over anything. Um, but yeah, them edibles are a whole nother animal for sure.
done. I'm done. So, music. So, how did you get into music? Is this something you stumbled along, or were you? Is this something that, all right, when you were younger, I want to be like?
Oh yeah, for sure. Easy call. Like, I mean, I was a kid, man, my uncle gave me it was a Master P 504 Boys CD or something like that.
Wow.
And I mean, just like coming from the South and just super influenced by everything from the TIs to the Jeezys to the Outcasts and just everything. I knew, since a kid that that's just something that I really wanted to be involved in. And I think that like with anything, I've been able to evolve from start to where we are today. My message has definitely come a long way from where it started from. I think that at one point in my artistry, I think that I didn't necessarily have a clear vision of what it is that I wanted to do, and how I wanted to be able to use my art, and present it, which I think is normal. I mean, artists go through so many different phases in their life to get to, by the time you see them and get to, the point where they are, like they've been through so many different, phases. So I've learned to embrace that. And, when I would just say, like, just as far as like, a couple, 3 years or so, I've really, honed in on like, no, like this is what I'm doing. I'm pushing, cardio high is what it is. This is where we are. This is what it is. I feel great about my message. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm willing to die on that hill. So I just think that, with me, I guess, rapping, making music for so long, um, I've just evolved to this space where it's like, look, let me make sure that I'm just not another rapper. And he's just rapping. He had no message for you at all. He literally, and to no slack to anybody who just makes music to make it, but I just want to be able to, make sure that what I'm doing is purposeful. You know what I mean? So I'm not just rapping just to be rapping and taking up space. I want to be able to do my thing in my own lane. And it's gonna take a little time for sure because of the way that I'm doing it. But I'm okay with that. I'd rather take the quality over the quantity. And build my community. And like I said, I'm so anti, famous. I'm so anti being famous, man. And that just might be the underground in me. I mean, my favorite artist is Currency.
Hmm.
So I see him be a regular person, you know what I mean? And it's just like, yo, he's regular, but like he does what he wants. But somebody like him, like he puts out a lot of content, he stays consistent. He always stays true to his message and to his core audience. So that's definitely somebody just like Nip. I definitely have modeled my brand and my music around those guys for sure. So yeah.
And you hear it throughout your music. Like you pay homage to Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, I
Eh,
pay homage. I
yeah.
pay so much homage because, and it was kind of weird for me, like even running for the marathon clothing, I wasn't able to really like, um, I guess you could say like express myself or my gratitude to those guys how I really wanted to, because I felt like, when I look at myself and the things that I do, like, oh, I make music, I have the merch, I want to sell the merch. And then I look up and I'm looking at somebody like Nip. It's like, oh, you do the same thing. And I didn't want it to come off like, I was just trying to use a name or anything like that, because I'm truly true to it. So it's like I do pray and hope for the day that, when Black Sam or some of those guys from the Marathon Clothing actually do get hip to what I'm doing, it's like like, one of those moments. And but I just never wanted it to come off like I was just trying to just use Nip's name and to build myself up. Like that's just something that I just nah. I'm truly brick by brick. I truly do believe in a lot of the things that he was teaching, and a lot of the blueprints that he's laid out, just in business and building a brand. I truly do believe in that. You know what I mean? So um yeah, it's like I said, it's I'm just doing me, man. Like so
That's all you can do. And it's authentic. And that's why people resonate with you. That's why people
for
connect,
sure,
feel
for
that.
sure.
And like I said, I was like, man. And when you replied back to my message, I was like, wow, that's really dope that, you know, you 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 were thankful that I found you, but you like
Yeah,
really like you just didn't like just give me a heart on the
nah,
but you wrote back and that meant a lot. Like, wow, okay. Because you don't have to. People these days, and especially you're an artist. You're somebody you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
know how it go.
you know what I'm saying?
I
You
know
can
how it go.
like whatever.
Well, something good for me though, like something that I've really like, been able to learn and take with me just on an everyday basis. Like I said, I spend a lot of time with a lot of my friends, in the run community, a lot of time with them, and I have a friend. Her name is Rosa, and Rosa, um, she was like one day she was talking and she was like, you know, you got to learn to be human. You know what I'm saying? Like be a human. And you know, I was able to reflect on it. I was like, man, like be a human. And you know, when you start looking around and you know into the world, you see that a lot of people are scared to be human. You know what I mean? Like be themselves and, you know, just be humble, you know, for even somebody just saying, "Oh, that's a nice shirt." You know, it could be something small, but I've really learned what it means to be human. You know what I mean? So like it doesn't matter like how big it gets. Like if I'm able to,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like thank you, like you know, I'm because I'm human. You know what I mean? I'm not a robot. You know, I'm not this person who's like you know, like I said a lot, man. But like I'm not this person who's just trying to be famous and be looked at. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm better than anyone. I'd rather go with the group and be in the community and be in the pack. That's me personally. I'd rather be in the pack. You know what I mean? Because I think that, you know, you have more impact inside of the pack opposed to like keeping yourself like separated from the community and from the pack, you know? I mean, it's funny story, like no joke. Like I opened for Currency, not last month. What are we in? August? So June, I opened for Currency in LA, right? I invited my homies out, you know, as far as from like the run community and stuff. And it was so cool to me because like I was able to, you know, perform, obviously open the show for Spitter and, you know, bring the run community to the weed community. uh, so it was cool because it was just one of those things, and I was doing my set, and I just you know was thinking to myself like, "Yo, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing." Like you know, if you ever have one of those moments where it's like, "Yo, I know I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing," and it may be a delayed gratification, but like I know for sure that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I say that to say like you know my friends had never seen me in that light. They had never seen me in that light where it's like, oh, you know, it was a lot of their first time seeing me even perform music, you know, and so they come to the show and here it is, like you know, a sold out show, and it's like, wait, that's Kris, like you know, I'm with him all the time, you know what I mean? And you know I'd rather it be that way, you know. I mean I went right back to you know I did my thing, you know, ran my audio miles, you know, that night, and you know we were probably running real miles the next day. But that's just what I vowed to, man. That's just me, man. So I just stay true to me, stay true to what I'm doing, you know.
You're blessed. Like,
Thank you.
for you to know that like this is what I'm here for. This is my
Mm-hmm.
purpose. You know?
Mm-hmm. You got to be able to like hear God. Like you got to be able to be quiet enough to hear God and like be able to like you know understand when He's trying to talk to you. You may not physically hear Him say something, but like He'll put you in certain situations, and if you're listening, like you'll be able to see it, man. And I really have been, you know, I mean, on the spiritual tip, like the run has definitely that's a space for me that I'm able to connect. You know what I'm saying with a higher power too. And I also think that that's something that keeps me coming back to it a lot more than not. Like outside of the music, outside of all of that. Like if I didn't make music anymore, I would still be running. I would still be running. You know what I mean? So I just think that you know you just gotta be aware. You know when you do know what it is that you're trying to do and like where you're trying to go. Like a lot of times it sounds crazy, but like they tell you like when you're running marathons and you want to get faster at long distance, they tell you to slow down,
Yeah.
right? They tell you to slow down, and like me coming from a sprint side of the game, it's like, wait, what? Like, huh? Like, slow down. Like, this makes no sense at all. But when you're able to, you know, slow down the run, you usually probably will collect more miles in the month. And in life, if you slow down the run in life, you know what I mean? You're able to see a lot of things, and you know for what they really are, and you're able to appreciate them, you know, in that time frame and where they are. I'm always preaching easy miles. I'm always preaching the easy run. Always. So yeah, man.
With you on the easy miles, the easy.
Yeah.
I'm with
Because
you.
I also think that a lot of us, and I say a lot of us, you know, are deterred from the run, because when you hear somebody say run, they automatically like associate it with being like extremely tired for some reason. And that's not true always. That's not true. Like all runs don't have to be like hard runs. Like in fact, majority of the runs are easy runs. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that we can change the, you know, the way that that's looked at too, just inside of the sport. Yeah, because I think we'll have a lot more people running if they only if they knew. You know what I mean?
Like I honestly, since I've like started running,
Hmm.
see why people do it, right?
Hmm.
See why. I haven't got the runner's high yet at all
That's
because I'm
okay.
still like, why do people now I see why people do it, and then the other part of me is like, why do people do this? So I
Well,
haven't.
I mean, even with me being in it, I ask myself that too. Some days, you know, some days I have a love hate relationship with running, and that's how you know somebody love it for real. Like I don't just love running, you know what I mean? But I love running. I mean, I do have days where I'm just like, man, this is crazy. Um, but just everything that has just taught me, like I'm just loyal to it, you know?
Yeah, I have so much respect for runners. I still wonder, like, I don't know, just get on a bike, just
Yeah.
get on
Even
a
right now, like I mean, right now I'm just like, you know, I missed San Francisco marathon. I missed my flight, and I was kind of bummed about it. But at the same time, I missed the flight because I had like two shows in LA. I had a bunch of things going on, and it was like, yo, let me just chill. Let me slow down for a second. So, like this past month, like my mileage has been crazy low, and this is a message to anybody out there that gets in their head like I do sometimes. Like it's okay, like if you don't, you know, keep up with the, I guess with what you see on social media, how, you know, people are going on these run streaks and all of this stuff. Like it's okay, like to you know, hey, maybe you need to step back for, you know, a couple weeks or so. Like maybe you do need to rest your mind, rest your brain, rest your body. You know what I mean, and recover yourself. So just always run your own race. Like right now, honestly, I mean, I feel like I'm out of shape right now. I mean, lucky for me, I don't have any races coming up in the fall, so you know I don't have anything on the board as of yet. I do hope to like you know these last 8 weeks or so like get out and like help some of my homies who are in like training cycles right now for like Chicago and Berlin. I hope to just be a light, you know what I'm saying? Like let me go through and just like have training sessions with them, just so I can like had you know contributed to you know their fall marathons. You know, I don't have to necessarily have to have the medal. That's just me though. Like, you know, I just see there's different, you know, there's different lanes in this, and I just think that where I'm most effective, it's not necessarily like, oh, I always have to be like the center of attention. As far as like, oh, I'm running my first world major. Like, nah. Like sometimes I think that the influence and you know the support the support is the greater influence in somebody else's life. Like I want to be able to help other people, you know what I mean? So uh, that's what I need to lace my kicks back up for and get my ass back out on the road, man, and make it happen. Your boy just been busy. I'm a one man show, man. So like when it comes to the music, like you know, I'm recording all my music, you know, in house. I press up the merch, you know, myself. So I mean, you can imagine, you know, with you know, two hands, 2 feet, it can become a lot. You know what I mean? Especially as I continue to climb, you know, up the hill. But yeah, I gotta get back on the road for
bike.
real. So I gotta get back on the road, man, for sure. Yeah.
Do you also do some strength training?
Strength training is a must. I'll say this, like, I mean, and this is just for anybody out there new or, you know, that's been in the sport. I think strength training is a must. I think that people see, you know, people running and it looks cool and all of this stuff, but, and you do have to take care of your body. And that's a really big part of it. Like, you definitely want to include strength training. Just depending on what the goal is, to be honest. I mean, you know, I speak about, you know, training blocks. You know, marathon training blocks, you for sure want to be, you know, at least 3 times a week. And it doesn't necessarily have to be anything like super heavy lifting, but I if you're asking me, I definitely would say yeah, that's a requirement because you know the further you get up, well, the further you get in a training block, like your body is breaking down every single time. You need strength training. That's how you get over that hill. And then I've hit a wall in marathons at mile 23, 20. Shoot, I've hit a wall at mile 20 in a marathon, and that last 6 miles felt like death. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? But I will say that I've seen the difference between me not strength training and I've seen the what it looks like when I do. So yes, please strength train, take care of your body. Don't just go run. Don't go on long runs and not stretch. First of all, don't not warm up. Don't not cool down after your runs. Like, make sure you like do all the things needed to, hold your body up for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and see, like I said, my background is track and field already, so
So
yeah, for me it's just like it's like unsanctioned running for me. Like, I'm so used to it being so like buttoned up and
yeah,
uniformed where like, oh, I got to be at practice at this time, and I'm so used to that. So like now with it being like so like an open world type situation, I just take a lot of the things that I've learned from track and field and do it on this side. Yeah.
you know, um, I think, and I'm just speaking for me, from the running aspect. I think part of why I don't dislike running, but it's like, I don't really. Part of it is, I think, because it's it's like I'm not fast.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
fast, and it seems like I'm really not getting faster, and it just seems like if I'm gonna run, I want to get better at this thing, and
Sure.
it's kind of like a deterrent where it's just like, I'm running, I'm the slow runner. Like
Hmm.
I've
Hmm.
never really done a run club, so I plan to, but it's like, man, I'm slow. I don't even like doing this. It's just like, you look on Instagram, all these people are going what eight.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
I'm the slow runner. And it's
But you
nothing
know
wrong.
what?
There's
But
nothing
what I'm
wrong with
saying
being
is this:
slow running.
I guarantee you, there are just as many of those like 7 minute miles, 6 minute miles that you see. There are 14 minute mile, 15 minute mile communities out there as well too. And it's not about how fast you go. It's just about going.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just about going. It wasn't about how fast you go. It was about going because let's not forget in a marathon, that pro athlete that wins that marathon in freaking low 2 hour, like, sub 2 hour, whatever it is, that person and the last person who crossed the line got the same medal. Think about that though. Think about that. Like, the last person got the same medal that I got, like, for sure. And their journey in that marathon was different than my journey. Like, my journey might have been like, oh, I need to make sure that we go, I'm trying to go 3:30, you know what I mean? Hey, they might have just wanted to finish, you feel me? Like, they might have just wanted to finish. So I think that it's about perspective, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, I'm not trying to convert everybody into running. I do believe that it's important for, and I'm gonna just say it, like, more black people to find things to get into to move their bodies. Like, we need more movement, whether it's cycling, running, like whatever you're doing. It's about movement. Is at the end of the day, and I just think that that leads to this longevity in life. But don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Because I have that problem. I'm just saying, like, I'm still very much a competitor just from the background. Like, I mean, you'll never take a sprinter's competitiveness out of them ever. Like, it'll never go anywhere. I could be old and gray, and I still would want to race. I still would want to race, but I understand that, the overall, like, message is like, yo, like, we must keep going, like, to our goals. Like, just finish it. It doesn't matter how long it takes. So don't feel like, like, you're not included or anything like that. And that's why I also like run communities too, because I mean, you have people from all ranges of pace, you know what I mean? And I mean, the 13 milers, they be back there happy, like chilling, because they also have things in common, because like, oh, I'm not fast. Well, I'm not fast either. I'm not fast either. Cool, great, let's hang. Like now here we are, we're chilling. Like we're the not fast people. Like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? And now you now you have you have a human interaction with like people that, you never met, and that's how y'all gel together. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I
Don't
am.
give up. Don't
I,
give up on the run.
I'm not gonna give up on the run, and I'm gonna just,
Yeah, just
hop
do
out
you.
the race and do it, and don't worry about
Mm-mm. Don't worry about the pace.
pacing. And I'm gonna
Mm-mm.
run with a run club. There are,
Yeah.
numerous run clubs here in New York City and the Bronx. So I am
Is
gonna.
that where you are in New York?
Yeah, I'm from the Bronx in the Bronx.
Oh man, that's tight. So I have family. So basically, there's a run club, Teamwork. Coach Joe Shane, the Shane family, like man, they're really, really, really good people. And I'm not sure if I feel like they're like close to Brooklyn or not, if not in Brooklyn, but Teamwork, dude, they're like a great people. They have done amazing community work. They've trained me for marathons. I actually met them through running with Nipsey Hussle's Marathon Clothing. That's when I originally met them, and I just kept the relationship going after that. But Teamwork is great. Yeah, shout out to them. They're so many amazing people. Like they're a black run club. And yeah, I can't rave about them enough. I could never say anything bad about them. I always like sing praises about Coach Joe. I mean, he has his son, and like he's like running with the stroller, and I'm like, man, he's sick, man, for sure. So, yeah, New York has a lot of run clubs
Yeah,
too,
there
a
are.
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that New York and LA, like, I mean, I think that those are kind of neck and neck as far as like, man, there's so many different run clubs, so many different kind of communities that you can go get into if you want to. So I definitely encourage it, at least sometimes. I
I
mean, because
will.
I do still run a lot by myself. That's for the practice of the discipline practice of it. But um, when I do, have the opportunity to go and run with friends or, meet some people, I do take the opportunity for sure.
I am gonna run with the run club, and then
Yeah.
I'll let you know. Like
Yeah. Tap in.
I ran with the run club.
Yeah.
So let's jump back to the music a little bit.
Okay.
Or do you have a favorite track on Cardio High, Kris?
Probably 14 Mile Slide, because Jello, that's my best friend, and I'm always running with Jello. And um, yeah, like I can vividly remember, like, I mean, being in the training block and just having good people that I've met, you know what I mean, that I feel like I've just known for my whole life, you know what I mean? And I made that song about Jello. Is what it is. Yeah, we was on a 14 mile slide. Like that's my boy, man. Like he always got my back no matter what I'm doing. Like he always supports. But I would say off of that 14 mile slide for sure. Yeah,
Think I can't pick my favorite
yeah,
because it like I guess it's all in
good. That's
the,
good.
it each song it hits you different at a
Yeah,
different time. It's like, okay, I was
yeah,
running some songs back and I'm like, nah, I gotta hear this again.
yeah, 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 yeah. I love that. I love that for sure. For sure.
Do you ever think like you will start a run club? Like
You know, I'm gonna say right now. I'm gonna say no. And I say that because I see a lot. I see what goes into like having successful run clubs. I think that it does take a lot of organizing. It takes having the right team
mm,
of people around you to like have a successful run clubs. I mean, you see them pop up all the time. I mean, yeah, sure, I could go and say, yeah, like cardio high run club, like Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? But like for me, I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to be doing in this, and I got to stay in my lane. So to have a run club, I mean, hey, I don't know, maybe later on in life, after I'm done doing what it is that I'm trying to do. But like right now, like I couldn't. I nah, too much. I'm that would be doing too much. Like for me, like I'd rather be like you know the representation of the run. Like I'd rather be the person like, oh, this person represents like the long run, like to the fullest. You know what I mean? And I'd rather be the voice for, what I'm saying, for people in that stage in their life. Opposed to just like having a run club that I have to facilitate all the time. I don't think that I'm at that space in my life. Yeah.
It seems like a lot of work.
hmm
Like you
It
said, you
is.
have the right
It,
team.
I can see it, man. Like I'm looking at it from the outside in, like, whoa, like man, like that. And that's why I have much respect for KRC, for Dewey, 11 years in, you know what I mean? Like 11 years in, and I kind of came around about year 9 or going into 10 or something like that, where it was already the groundwork was already like put down, and he already had like a built community. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it. The thing that blew me one day, they dropped merch one day, and you know the way that people like lined up for that merch and like was buying the merch and stuff like that, I was blown away. Like I was blown away, and I was like, whoa. What is it that I have to do to make somebody react like that to my product? Is what I wanted to know. Like, what do you have to do to make somebody say, "Oh, you just dropped what? Going to get it right now." Like that's more so what I wanted to know and wanted to learn how to build. You know, same with Nip, like proud to pay. $100 CD. You feel me? Like what makes somebody go and buy $100 CD from you? You know, and I just wanted to continue to just like build my brand and build it so that it won't be any question. You know
Right,
what I mean? Like even right now, like no, like even with the merch, I wanted to be accessible to everyone. So like yeah, here it's a $25 t-shirt. Like here, I want you to be able to. I want everybody to be able to buy it. I'm not necessarily trying to get. I'm not worried about the money off of it. Like the money will come if you keep building.
right.
But I wanted to be able to show like, oh, Kris started at a $20 t-shirt, and hey, God willing, like he dropped products that $150, and they're going the same way. Like, oh, they're going to get that one day. You know what I mean? So um I just find a lot of inspiration in just a lot of things that I see on the LA scene, man. Yeah. So it was cool.
Yeah. And when you build that community and that core fan base and like like the community, your loyal crew,
hmm
it it,
It
it
happened, you
yeah,
know.
it's gonna
See,
happen.
my real goal, and I say things out loud because I feel like once you say things out loud, like it starts the process of like attracting it. And so I want to be a touring artist where I have a core audience, and let's just say I had 20 cities that I went to. Man, 20 cities, a few hundred people. We did like a 5K easy run or something like on Friday. I might have had a show on Saturday. I'm able to go back to the crib, make another tape, go and do that cycle again and do it again and watch my community grow itself. You know what I mean? That's what I really want to do. Like just as an artist, like I just want to be able to be a touring artist where people can pull up. I can do pop-ups, people buy merch. We can run together, you know what I'm saying?
Would you run or would you have
Yeah,
the
yeah, most definitely. That in that way, I would host the run. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's just say I came to New York and I was like, "Yo, I got a show in New York. We doing a 5K run. On this day, pull up to the pop up." I think that is cool to see those things because one, I think that run community is like very inviting. A lot of them, you don't have to pay to come. Like, you just got to show up. You know what I mean? So I think that that's one thing that keeps it truly like building a community of people where anybody can come. Um, but yeah, like that's one of my goals to get on the road, start touring, and do that.
listen, that's a dope goal. And I can see that happening. And when you come to New York, I'll be running that 5K with you.
Hey, straight
Um,
up.
and right, speaking into existence. And I believe it will happen.
Yeah, it will. I'm not worried about if it will. It will. You
That's
know.
that's a fact.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, where can listeners find your music, connect with you, buy merch?
Sure. Everything cardio high Chris. Spell it with a K. So cardio high Chris. Spell Chris with a K. Kris. I'm doing this thing right now where I'm releasing music before I'm putting it on streaming, but I'm releasing it. So only thing you have to do is sign up. So put your phone number in. It's the link in my bio. Put your phone number in, and You'll be the first to hear the music that's unreleased. I'm doing giveaways through that, through that funnel as well too. And it's just another way that I really want to, build a community of people who actually rock with me before I just put it out on like the Spotify's and the Apple Musics and stuff like that. So go to any of my pages on Instagram, TikTok, like you'll see the link in there. Put your number in there. I promise not to spam you. Uh, I promise it won't be spam. Like I said, I drop unreleased albums and stuff in there. You guys will have it way before like anybody else has it. So um, this is something that I'm actively like working on right now. In fact, I'm gonna drop another song next week through that link. Tap in with me. Uh, there'll be like discount codes and stuff like that I'll send out for like merch and all that good stuff, man. So we're just building that cardio high, and yeah, we must keep going.
Going, let's go. Yes. Well,
Yeah,
I thank you so much, again and again for being a guest. Um, I can't wait to rock my shirt.
yeah,
And I will be tapping in with you with that unreleased music. I gotta
yes,
hear it.
indeed, yes, indeed. Hey, I appreciate you for having me. Just being able to share energy with you today, definitely the highlight of my day. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for supporting me. Like even just listening to the music and buying merch, I really do appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. And we'll look back 5 years, what I'm saying, moving ahead, and I'll be the same dude. I promise. I'll be the same dude. You know what I'm saying?
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah, I'll be the same dude, man. So, but yes, thank you.
Thank you. This is the Rolling with Tay podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tay. Thanks for listening, watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.